Okay, gang, let's have a quick talk about crowdfunding and staying aligned with your values. So, if you're not paying attention to this sort of thing, you may not be aware that there is a movement within the employees of Kickstarter to unionize, and the company is vehemently against it. They are firing the pro-union employees of the company. It is kind of a big deal. And I know that in the communities that I am in, we want to do our work in alignment with our values, and so this stuff matters. If you're thinking about crowdfunding a project and Kickstarter's out and Indiegogo's reputation is not great for various reasons because of scams and other things like that, what do? Here is the thing. I've been watching this for quite a long time because of the communities that I am a part of, because of cartooning and that sort of thing. I have my Twitter feed on my other monitor over here. And I'm going to read something that one of the more venerable members of the comics community, someone who has financed a number of projects on Kickstarter. This is Spike Trotman. She is the founder and CEO of Iron Circus Comics. And here's what she had to say on Twitter today. Real talk, and I say this all the time because it's 100% true, Kickstarter did not invent crowdfunding. Anyone who was around for the first wave of webcomics knows this. If Kickstarter employees ask for solidarity in the form of a boycott, I'm just going old school. And followed by this. Kickstarter makes crowdfunding transparent, automated, and convenient, but in the before times, a pal raised $30,000 in days just using his website. Other cartoonists basically pre-Patreoned Patreon with monthly support meters. Kickstarter only popularized what we'd already been doing. So I'm going to post a link because if you're not following Spike, you really should be. She is a genius. You don't need these platforms to do this stuff. A lot of people, particularly like thing makers, such as myself, anybody who is selling crafts online, you get this a lot. People will ask you, do you have an Etsy? And I do have an Etsy, but I actually use it to sell print-on-demand mugs. Yeah, I don't promote my Etsy. I promote my own shop on my own platform. Now, granted, I use Shopify. There are ways to do it without using Shopify because Shopify incurs expenses. And also there are people who have like ethical objections to some of the things that Shopify does. I know a person who really does not care for the leadership at Stripe because of their sort of pro-development stance in Los Angeles. I have mixed opinions on that, so it doesn't bother me that much. Your mileage may vary. Stay in alignment with your own values is what I'm saying. You don't need these very, very convenient tools to do this work. And oftentimes, if you do this work without those very, very convenient tools, it can cost you significantly less, which is really useful in the beginning stages when you're testing ideas. So let this anti-union nonsense with Kickstarter stop you from coming up with a crowdfunding campaign. You don't need them. There are ways to do it without. There are ways to do it that are semi-automated without. There are ways to do it by hand without. And if you are crowdfunding from your immediate community of friends, family, and well-wishers, you really want to have less automation so that you can have more communication. If this sounds interesting to you at all, let's have a conversation about that. All right, I'm out.